This immediately starts out with a fairy tale-like book, like you would see in one of those classic Disney films.
In the magical land of Equestria.
Now that is some clever wordplay. The show is establishing its own lore, mythology, in only a minute and a half. That's pretty hard to pull off. That's actually a pretty awesome G1 reference.
The elder sister tried to reason with her.
Being supportive. Those eyes scream utter hatred, and that is some serious nightmare fuel there.
Nightmare Moon.
Honestly, that looks pretty intimidating. Okay, real talk here. The lore between the two sisters is truly horrifying and sad when you think about it. Imagine being taken over by a malicious, evil creature that would result in having your own body completely change and trying to seize your sister, who is possibly the only family she had at the time, by force. That's incredibly scary.
The elements of harmony. Using the magic of the elements of harmony, she defeated her younger sister and banished her permanently in the moon.
That's kind of harsh. Actually, she did try to help her sister before it was too late, and when it was too late, maybe there wasn't any other choice except using the elements.
The elder sister took on responsibility for both sun and moon.
Wait, so she raised the sun and the moon and ruled over Equestria alone for over 1,000 years. That's brutal, hard, and yet admirable at the same time. But then you realize that Celestia herself has been living alone in isolation for over 1,000 years. You simply just can't help but feel sorry for her.
Using the magic of the elements of harmony, she defeated her younger sister and banished her permanently in the moon.
Did Celestia once thought she killed her own sister? Actually, considering that the prophecy was most likely written by her, that could be a very likely possibility. This kinda got dark all of a sudden.
My little pony, my little pony. Ah, my little pony.
Okay, the main thing. I can't say it's amazing. It has an acquired taste when you get used to it. I won't count as a win for every episode, but for this time, I will. Because this is actually the best iteration of the theme in the entire franchise. The voice of Twilight Sparkle is none other than the woman who voiced your favorite characters during your childhood. That dragon. Dragons are cool. It's actually kind of cute. Screw it, I'm giving it 2 wins.
My dearest teacher, my continuing studies of pony magic have led me to discover that we are on the precipice of disaster.
It's really interesting to hear big complex words in a children's show.
It's on its way.
That's actually pretty cool. And that's pretty gross.
You know that I value your diligence and that I trust you completely. But you simply must stop reading those dusty old books.
Heh, Twilight got told off by her teacher. That's a real good one. Isn't it a bit odd that Celestia didn't take Twilight's warning about Nightmare Moon's return seriously? Actually, no. Remember, Celestia had no other choice but to banish her to the moon. If anyone knew that the myth was true, Twilight would be the most likely candidate.
Make some friends.
For someone who is an introvert, I can relate to this.
Look on the bright side, Twilight. The princess arranged for you to stay in a library. Doesn't that make you happy?
Yes, yes it does.
Every bookworm's fantasy. Despite that Twilight isn't in a good mood due to the situation, she still thanked the guards and called them sirs in a formal way. It just goes to show you that even when Twilight doesn't care about making friends, she's an overall nice pony. The guards even smile briefly after a compliment, which makes it more sincere. Anytime I hear a horse noise or a sound, I will give it a win. Each.
Maybe the ponies in Ponyville have interesting things to talk about. Come on, Twilight, just try.
Hello?
She seems nice.
This here's apple fritter, apple bumpkin, red gallop, red delicious, golden delicious, caramel apple.
Oh my gosh, the apple puns in this episode are actually not that bad. None of them make me cringe. They're actually pretty clever.
I'd say they're already part of the family.
You only met them not even 5 minutes prior and you're already considering them to be family? That's actually pretty thoughtful. And speaking of family, I absolutely love how no one feels that Twilight is intruding the family reunion. I can't look away.
It's too cute! It's disgusting!
That is adorable. It's actually kind of nice that Twilight decided to stay. It's a small detail, but Twilight's belly is shown to be full after eating too much pie. It's a nice detail to notice.
I could clear this sky in 10 seconds flat.
Prove it.
Oh, now she's challenging her. She's not lying, I checked the time. It's actually really generous of Rarity to give Twilight a makeover despite the fact that Twilight doesn't want her to get involved. Yet, she still does it.
Just whistle while you work. Well, that was easy. A baby dragon! Oh, I've never seen a baby dragon before. He's so cute.
Adorable. And from this day forward, a meme was born.
Met anyone yet? And if you haven't met anyone yet, you must not have any friends. And if you don't have any friends, then you must be lonely. And that's
So, Pinky set up and invited everyone for a surprise party for Twilight, just simply because she was lonely and didn't have any friends? That's actually kinda sweet. In fact, everyone here in Ponyville seems to be quite nice and friendly.
see? And now you have lots and lots of friends.
Are you alright, Sugar Cube?
Aw, she's so happy she's crying.
This is already a weird show.
No! All the ponies in this town are crazy.
Again, as an introvert, I can relate to this. I love Spike and Twilight's interactions together. It's almost as if they were like siblings.
Legend has it that on the longest day of the 1000th year, the stars will aid in her escape.
The stars will aid in her escape? What does that mean? Wait a minute. Twilight's Cutie Mark has 5 stars circling around a big star. Okay, I get ya. That's actually pretty clever. This face. Not gonna lie, Nightmare Moon's design is overall awesome to look at.
What did you do with our princess?
Even the rabble. I really felt quite distressed at not receiving an invitation.
You weren't wanted.
You know who I am.
Ooh, more guessing games. Hokey smokes. No, black snooty, black snooty.
I swear every time she opens her mouth. I have to give props to Twilight for standing up against Nightmare Moon. That takes a lot of bravery. So the prophecy is true. So why did Celestia herself send Twilight to Ponyville? The answer is quite simple actually. Timing, of course. Think about it. If it wasn't for the myth, Twilight without a doubt would recluse herself to the library alone. These 3 will be important later. Now hold on. Until now, no one recognized Nightmare Moon despite the fact that there is a holiday surrounded about her. Then again, it's most likely that holidays and characters have changed from over 1,000 years. But the real reason is that Celestia herself doesn't want the world or society seeing her sister as some sort of monster. Dramatic thunder! Nightmare Moon at first glance doesn't seem that very threatening. That is until you realize that her goal and motives is to put Equestria in an everlasting night. Do you know what happens to plants if there's no sun? They die! And if the plants are gone, there's no food for the ponies, which will result in everyone to slowly die by starvation. Well, that's a dark way to end an episode. By the way, unlike the other 2-parters, where the episodes came out on the same day, you actually had to wait almost 2 weeks to see the second part. Have fun, folks!
Isn't this exciting? Are you excited? Because I'm excited. I've never been so excited. Well, except for the time that I saw you walking into town and I went,